with insurance costs on the rise nationwide, consumers are searching for clear and credible answers about what is driving premiums and how to separate fact from fiction. And with me is APCIA President and CEO David Sampson to break this down for us. So, David, I'm so happy to have you here because I do hear a lot of complaints about this. People are sticker shock from the rising premiums. So how do you see things? Why is this happening?
Well, you're right. It's a topic of every cocktail conversation that I have, and it's affecting everybody. Look, the cost of living for hardworking Americans is urgent and pressing challenge that we face, whether it comes to gas and groceries or electric and utility cost or healthcare, childcare or housing cost, and certainly insurance premiums and insurance costs are a part of that overall factor. So there are really three driving factors that are causing insurance premiums to rise. The first is inflation. We're coming off a 40-year record high inflation that peaked in 2022. And since that time, although the rate of inflation has moderated, prices are still going up. Prices are not coming down. They're still going up. And that is especially true for the main inputs into insurance costs. So when you think of what it costs to repair homes and businesses after a natural catastrophe or storm, those costs have gone up 48% over the last 5 years. If you think about what it costs to repair an automobile that's been damaged in an accident, those costs have gone up over 44%. So inflation is the number one driver. The second is increased storm and natural catastrophes. We're coming off the worst 5-year period in American history, the costliest 5-year period in American history of natural catastrophe losses. $522 billion in insured natural catastrophe losses over the last 5 years, whether it's hurricanes in the coastal areas, whether it's convective storms, tornadoes, and hailstorms in the Midwest, or whether it's wildfires in the West. And then the third driving factor is lawsuit abuse and the cost of these frivolous lawsuits and nuclear verdicts. The average family of four pays $5,000 a year in what the Institute for Legal Reform calls the tort tax. That's the added cost for every good and service that a family buys because of frivolous lawsuits and outrageous verdicts.
So is there anything that can be done about this? I mean, is there a government policy or free market reforms that can really alleviate some of this burden?
Well, it's a factor of all of those things, plus personal responsibility, I would say. So starting with what governments can do, mitigation and resilience on the front end before disaster strikes is very, very important. Resilient infrastructure to make sure that it can withstand a natural catastrophe. In the West, for example, where wildfires are prominent and a real danger for people living in the wildland-urban interface, making sure that public lands, there is control of the fuel load so that when an ignition starts, it doesn't become a terrible conflagration. Building codes and zoning codes, making sure that there is informed choices about where people build in the most vulnerable areas. And if they're going to build in areas that are prone to natural disasters, make sure that the local building codes are up to fortified home standards that can withstand the risk of those natural disasters.
Mm-hmm. What about the individual homeowner? Is there anything they can do in terms of just making sure their home is protected or any proactive steps they could take?
Well, sure. You know, there are programs out there. There are some model programs out there around the country. Alabama comes to mind, which provides grants to people that to upgrade their homes, to strengthen their roofs, to make them compliant with fortified home standards. We're encouraging state governments all over the country to follow those model programs. But for homeowners, making sure that the 5-foot area around your house is free from any combustible material. We know from good science that most wildfires or homes are destroyed by embers that are transmitted over the air, and then they land near a home. And when they catch fire, those combustible materials, vegetation or wood decks, just making sure that 5-foot area around your house is a safe zone is the most important thing that homeowners can do to protect their property.
Okay, it's something fairly easy, and they have total control over that. So
That's right.
like a really good place to start. What about being underinsured? How can a
It's
homeowner,
a
yeah, how can they make sure that they're protected financially?
it's a real problem. If you look at how dramatically home values have increased over the last 5 years, and homeowners, when they get their property tax bill, I mean, they see that very dramatically when they look at the increase in their home value. What we recommend is that homeowners have an annual insurance checkup with their local independent agent to make sure that their insurance policy actually covers the increased value of their home if, God forbid, it should be destroyed in some type of natural disaster. We also encourage folks to make an inventory of your personal possessions. You can do that by just taking your phone and doing a video in every room of your house and taking pictures of your personal property and having that in a secure location, so that if you have a natural disaster or a loss, you can take that to the claims agent of the insurance company and speed that process up. You can look, there are other things that homeowners can do. Look at bundling your home and auto insurance policy. Many companies offer discounts for that. If you're not driving as much as you used to, many companies offer pay per mile programs that can reduce your premiums. And if your budget allows, maybe your agent can help you with a higher deductible insurance policy that can reduce your monthly premiums. All of those are a part of that annual insurance checkup that everyone should have with their local independent agent.
Okay, David, thank you so much. Wonderful advice. There are some things that homeowners can do to reduce their costs a little bit. So thank you so much for giving us all those tips.
My pleasure.